Hi, I'm Andrew Long and I'm a member of the Den Cafe. We are a board game cafe in Peterborough, UK, and I want to do a little talk about some of the games that we bought from UK Games Expo. UK Games Expo is the UK's biggest board game convention, held from the 3rd of June till the 5th. Me and my friends went there this year and we picked out some games that we thought you would enjoy. So let's go one by one. Quarto is a two-player game which plays a lot like Connect 4, but the twist is that there's more than one way to make a row of 4. You can either make them based on the same colour, such as light or dark, or you can make it based on the height of the figures. For instance, these are all tall and these are short, or you make it based on these ones have square tops and these ones have round tops. And then the one that often trips it up is that some pieces are what we call hollow, they have these holes in them, or they could be, conversely, solid, no holes in them. The other twist is that instead of choosing a piece to play down, you in fact choose a piece for your opponent to put down. The beauty of the game is that when you lose, it's entirely your own fault for giving them the winning piece. And then as each player puts a piece down, they figure out how to make a 4 in a row. Multiuniversum is a card game for 1 to 5 players, so it can be played solo, and it's set in CERN, the scientific research facility, where you play mad scientists trying to create a time machine. Instead of the time machine, you open up portals to many horrible dimensions full of horrible things like killer gummy bears or killer rabbits and such. It is your task as the scientist there to try and overload these transformers that power the machine and close down the portals to these worlds of doom. But at the same time, you're looking to collect to close the portals to collect specimens that you will then gain prestige points and hopefully your Nobel Prize. To close these, it's accomplished by basically a bit of pattern matching. You need to equip these tools on your character to try and close them down. So throughout players' turns, they're picking up these cards, they're doing the actions on them, they're equipping tools and just looking to race to get them closed down. And there are abilities to interact with the other players where you can thwart their plans, such as swapping the portals around, changing the stacks, moving from one portal to one transformer to another to try and snatch the finishing portal. Cadaver is a 2 to 3 player card game where you play as necromancers trying to raise the dead. These are the cadaver bodies, and you need to lay down a matching set of ingredients, as shown on the side, to resurrect them. And the objective is to resurrect the most bodies and gain the most points. Players can pick up cards which will have a series of ingredients and action cards. They lay them down besides the body to help complete the set. Other players can also stick lids onto the coffins to lock the corpse down and stop their progress, in which case they'll need a key. Alternatively, players can also use this lizardy beast thing to steal a corpse for themselves. Can also lay down these dodgy looking accomplices who help generate the ingredients instead of having to randomly get it from the draw pile, and then you can also trade with your fellow players. It's a fast-paced game with a lot of take-that mechanisms, and it's a nice, short, sweet fun for people who like resurrecting the dead. In Halfling Feast, taking part in a festival celebration for halflings where they have an eating contest, and the winner of the game is the one who can stuff the most valuable and extravagant food into their belly. However, there's only so much you can stuff into yourself. You have a fullness, which as you eat more items, they contribute to your fullness. So this one is worth a 9. So after consuming that, your fullness track would go all the way up to 9. And most times your maximum food space is 10. Can't go to 11 or 12 unless you have a special card. However, alternative to eating, you can play an action card. For instance, you could take a nice big burp, and that will release 4 spaces from your fullness, allowing you then on your next turn to consume even more food. However, players can also play an interrupt card where they disrupt their fellow players, such as putting a belt that magically tightens on them, reducing the amount of space in their belly for more food. A nice quick laugh of a game of take that elements and lovely food to eat. Mr. Lister's Quiz Shootout is a fun, fast-paced party game. Lots of people. One person takes the role of Mr. Lister, which even comes accomplished with a little rub of moustache, and he gets everyone split up into teams, and then they have to answer questions. The objective is to try and win these cards, which have little bottle drinks on them. Get 3 different bottle drinks, and then your team is the winner. So the questions is usually asking you to list various things, such as the UK's 10 favourite takeaway foods, and then each team will have about a minute to plan on paper their different answers, and then the person playing Mr. Lister will go through each team asking them to list something, and then if it's correct, they stay in the round. If it's not, they're out of the round. The more obscure answers are called gold answers, and that means they're fruit. They don't have to list any more. They have to just wait for the other teams to get knocked out by failing to list a correct answer. However, if more than one team lists a gold answer, at the end we do a shootout. This is a question with an obscure answer, such as how many calories in a medium pepperoni pizza from Domino's, and then each team names a number, and the one that's closest will then win the card. So, I'll show you an example. There are 18 board game cafes in the UK. List them. Adrian?
Drafts.
Drafts is indeed an answer, not a gold answer. Andy?
Dyson Donuts.
Dyson Donuts is the correct answer. Otherworld, Adrian?
Thirsty Meeples.
Thirsty Meeples is an answer.
Aha!
Back to Adrian.
Ready, steady, roll.
Ready, Steady, Roll is an answer, and it is a gold answer, as it is Pop-Up Cafe.
Yes.
Andy?
Snakes and lattes.
Snakes and Lattes is not a UK cafe. You're out of the round.
Oh.
Otherworld, Adrian?
The Den Games Cafe.
The Den Cafe is a board game cafe in the UK, and is also a gold answer.
Yes.
And so, for the shootout round, during the Den's opening on the 30th of April, how many loaves of bread did Andrew order? Push It is a very simple dexterity game. It works basically a bit like curling. You have your pucks and you're trying to get it, flick it as close to the middle puck. Usually you play with just 2 pieces, but if you want to vary it up a little bit, you can take the 4 pieces, and there's of similar hues. This one is sort of blue and light blue, and Adrian's is red and sort of light orange clay colour. So we're going to demonstrate with 4 pieces, and then each player, I mean this can support up to 4 players, but we're working with 2, takes it in turns to flick it as close as possible to score points. So Adrian, you're an expert at it. See how close you can flick one to there. So it's over there. So yeah, I mean, either you play with a table or playing, but the idea when they sold this game is that you can play at pubs, so you can just have drink obstacles and camera equipment and an iPad around. So let's see if I can get closer. Now I could either aim to get closer to there, closer than he did. I could even try and aim to wedge it so that his pieces will have a difficult time. Or I could just try and knock his piece over if I want. Let's try that. Instead I've just created a nice obstacle for his other pieces. What do you do, Adrian? Well, that's not bad. Just hit it there. Well, but I'm going to see if I can just wedge it in between. That was pathetic. And what does Adrian do?
This one first, because this is...
I'd like it if you knock it close.
Nice. You've snookered me a little bit here. That's an excellent shot.
Knock it nice. Thank you, Adrian. There we go.
Brilliantly for you.
That's brilliant. In fact, I'm going to use this opportunity to knock your other ones out of the way. Or completely miss. Whoops. Adrian, what's your final move?
I think I'm going to try and...
Knock mine?
Double whammy of knocking yours out of the way and getting mine close. That did not work.
I'm just going to rub salt in the wind by knocking it nice and close. They're probably touching... No. Well, I'm still the winner.
No, you get the 1 point.
And that's how Push It works. It's annoyingly addictive because you always think you can do better next time, so you just keep saying, another go, and another go. It's annoyingly addictive. Lost Legacies is a nice short card game for 2 to 6 players. It's it'll be like 5-10 minutes long. It's similar to Love Letters in that you're doing a bit of card counting, a bit of deduction, and a bit of trying to find out what's left in the deck. A legendary spacecraft had crashed down, and you're trying to see where it is left in the deck. So you're trying to sort of work out, okay, this player has this many of that type of card left, and that. I don't think he has this, he has that, and then the cards have different powers. So it's a lovely short game. We also have Alien versus Zombies. So continuing on the sci-fi theme, alien spacecraft had invaded Earth and destroyed its population with its death ray. Except the death ray had the unexpected consequence of mutating the genetic cells of the humans, and then 24 hours after laying dead, they came back alive as zombies, which is now what they have to face. It's not a bad setting at all. And so that's a 2-player game. We have one of our big heavy games, 1944, Race to the Rhine. So, set during World War II, in that you play as one of the generals, trying to get to the Rhine, and it's not so much a war game but a logistical game. You're trying to make sure your supply lines are lined up with food, oil, being able to transport your troops around, and it even works as a solo variant, but it's usually up to 3 players, and it's very strategic. And finally we have The Curse of the Black Dice. This is a pirate game where it's semi-cooperative. What happens is you have a load of black dice, these are the cursed dice, and you have mission objectives. So depending on how many players you have, they each get 5 sets of dice. So say there was 2 players, you'd have 2 sets of 5 dice, and the cursed dice would add up to 10. And then you roll the cursed dice, and that sort of gives you your mission objective to clear out. You put them onto the mission tile, and then the players would have to work cooperatively to match the symbols, pooling their dice together to complete the mission. So that's where the semi-cooperative comes into play. However, only one player can win, and that is by getting the most gold. You're going on a piratey adventure. You all work together to survive because the ship can end up sinking if it takes it too much damage. players can all end up killed, but there can only be one winner. No honour for criminals, it seems. So these were all our games that we got from UK Games Expo, and they're all going to be available at our cafe to enjoy and play, and you can ask our staff about help on playing them and such, and we hope you enjoy it. And we can't wait to go to UK Games Expo again next year to see what more wonderful things we can play test and stock up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about any of the games, just leave a comment and such, and we'll probably be doing more photos of them in the future to give you a better idea of how they play. So in the meantime, I've been Andrew Long, take care, and hopefully see you in another video again soon.